Hello and welcome back to another episode of Premier League Predictions. What a game to start us off. We have Man City vs Liverpool at the Etihad in the 12:30 kickoff. A game that is almost guaranteed to have goals in, with 7 of the last 8 having over 3.5 goals. The last 2 games between the two sides, Man City have won both. Once in the Premier League, which was at the Etihad in a 4-1 victory, and the second also at the Etihad in the EFL Cup in a 3-2 victory. Prior to these games, Liverpool had won the 2 previous games, so over the last 4, it's pretty even. It's certainly a hard one to call, however the home team tends to come away with the win, or a draw. With all this knowledge, and having seen both teams looking great going forward, I'm leaning towards a 2-2 draw, so that's my prediction. Our next game is Burnley vs West Ham. Burnley have been nowhere near looking like a Premier League side this season, finding themselves at the bottom of the table with just 4 points. West Ham have been pretty inconsistent this season, but are still getting points on the table. I expect them to add another 3 points on the board in this one. West Ham do have some great players, and I think that's what wins them this game. I do think Burnley can grab a goal in this one, with West Ham's defense not looking the best, so my score prediction for this one is a 3-1 away win. Coming up next, we have Luton vs Crystal Palace. Luton are starting to look a lot better than we previously all thought. They have had some tough games recently, but haven't been blown away, and even picked up a point from Liverpool, which is one we didn't see coming. Crystal Palace have been very inconsistent this season, and are a hard team to predict. They do have players coming back in Eze, and also Michael Olise, who I expect to start in this one. This is what Palace have lacked this season. Someone with a bit of creativity, and Olise and Eze have this in abundance. I can see a close game here, but Crystal Palace coming away with a 2-1 victory. Next up is Newcastle at home to Chelsea. This has the potential to be a great game. In Chelsea's last 2 Premier League games, we have seen 13 goals, which is a crazy amount. Newcastle, on the other hand, have struggled to score goals after failing to score in their most recent 2 fixtures against Bournemouth and Dortmund. Wilson and Isak have been missing, so this is expected, but they haven't found someone to put the goals in during their absence. Isak is expected to return for this one, but we are yet to find out if he will start. With Chelsea coming into some form, I think they will win this game against a Newcastle team that have lots of injuries in the squad and are trying to navigate through a tough Champions League group. My score prediction for this one is a 2-1 Chelsea win. Our next game is Nottingham Forest at home to Brighton. Nottingham Forest seem to have found their feet in the Premier League after a crazy amount of transfers into the club, struggling to find out their best 11. They now have a more consistent 11 players who are playing every game and starting to play well together. With Taiwo Awoniyi back from injury, I think he makes the team a lot better, and can see him being key to Nottingham Forest's success. Brighton, on the other hand, started the season in great form, and seemed to just keep producing and signing great unknown talent. However, with them being in the Europa League, it seems to have taken a toll on the team, as they are having injury problems and aren't looking like the team they were at the start of the season. Brighton have always conceded goals, but the way they win is by just outscoring their opponents. With the lack of goals being scored recently, the plan of outscoring opponents isn't working out. I think we see a great game on show here, and can see goals either end. My score prediction is a 2-2 draw. Our last Saturday PM game is Sheffield United vs Bournemouth. Both teams come into this one with some confidence after Bournemouth won 2-0 against Newcastle, and Sheffield United getting a point against Brighton away from home, which you would consider a good result. This is a huge game for both teams, as a win for Bournemouth could get them away from the relegation zone and onto 12 points. However, a win for Sheffield United could get them within a point of Bournemouth. I do think Bournemouth are the better team and expect them to take the momentum from the Newcastle win into this one and get a result. My score prediction for this one is a 2-1 away win. On to the 5:30 Saturday evening game, we have Brentford at home to Arsenal. Brentford have shown they can compete with the top Premier League teams after beating Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham and Man City, all in this calendar year. However, they haven't managed to get one over Arsenal in recent years. Arsenal are looking to get their season going again after beating Burnley 3-1 and will hope to see the return of Gabriel Jesus for this one. Think this will be a close game and can see a goal for both sides, but I see Arsenal coming away with the win. My prediction for this one is a 2-1 away win. Moving on to Sunday's fixtures, we have Tottenham vs Aston Villa in the 2 p.m. kickoff at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Both teams have looked great this season and find themselves in the top 5 of the Premier League table. Tottenham are ahead of Aston Villa by just the 1 point. Their season was going so well, until the Chelsea game in which they saw Van der Ven and Maddison come away with injuries which looked to keep them sidelined until some point in December. Romero got straight red carded, which puts him on the sidelines with the others for 3 games, and Udogie getting sent off meant he also missed the game after against Wolves. These unfortunate events look like they will have a big impact on Tottenham's season, as they lost the game after against Wolves, and now face a Villa side who are in great form. They will want to get back to winning ways in this one, but I think Aston Villa will like the look of this game. We know Tottenham like to play a high line, which is what Aston Villa can feed off of. Players like Diarby and Watkins will look to get in behind every time, and without the pace of Van der Ven, I can't see them struggling to do so. Although Aston Villa's away form has not been so good this season, which makes this one a tough one to call, I can see both teams scoring here, and my prediction is a 2-1 away win due to Tottenham's injuries. I think Maddison is going to be a big miss. The other Sunday game is Everton at home to Man United. Everton have come into some good form recently after picking up 11 points from a possible 12 in the last 4 games. With the disappointment of the minus 10-point deduction, I wonder whether it will push them even more to continue this great form. Or will it affect them in a way that sees them return to the poor form they were in at the start of the season? Man United, on the other hand, have looked very poor this season but somehow find themselves in 6th position. They have a tendency to scrape wins and haven't actually won a game by more than 1 goal this Premier League season. I can see Everton being up for this one, and as they are at home, will use the fans to get behind them. It could be a very scrappy game, but I can see an Everton win here. My prediction is a 1-0 Everton win. The last Premier League Game Week 13 match is a Monday night one between Fulham and Wolves. Wolves have been a fairly good side this season and have only seen themselves loose by just the 1 goal, which shows they are always in games. 10 of the last 10 Wolves games have seen both teams to score, which is something I expect to happen here. Fulham haven't been quite the same team as they were last season, which is probably down to missing Mitrovic up front. This one could go either way, however I don't see much between them, so my prediction is a 1-1 draw. Thank you for watching. Let us know your predictions in the comment section. Please drop a like and subscribe to our channel and go check out our FPL content. See you in the next one.